Everybody
What's up,
ready, say, oh,
everybody?
shit, we're here. Hello.
Hey! Wow, everybody just threw it without even me knowing. But as you can see, we changed up things a little bit. So tonight we are going to say, first off, happy holidays. We hope you are all having a wonderful, wonderful winter break. If you have one, if not, I'm sorry. Christmas is right around the corner for you that celebrate it. But we have revamped our entire scene to have fun here. We also have a wonderful guest here, Brina, who not only is a amazing person, but she is an amazing artist. So if you haven't checked her stuff out, you definitely need to go over and check her out over at Brina Luna Lives, which she's in our chat as well. And she was also the wonderful person who did all of our artwork for our one shot fundraiser event. So it was amazing. Anyway, tonight is our Wintersdance one shot. And it is all thanks to our wonderful sponsor, Gooey Cube, which is the world we always play in. But this specifically is a module designed around the holidays. So what better time to play than for the Misfits? Each of these wonderful people are going to introduce their characters here in a moment. But I think, and then we also have the wonderful author here. So if you can give him a shout, Omnisul was the writer for this thing, and we can't thank him enough, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully we can do enough of a honor to him and respect this module and don't burn everything to the ground. And I'm looking at my players for that one.
I don't have any fire spells.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
no,
you mean.
that's
Oh,
see,
I do.
that's good.
I've got plenty.
But so before we start, if you would like, we're gonna go around the room and give you guys just a little description of your characters, and then we'll start our module. So Blatson, you are first.
Alrighty, so I am playing Blaston. He's a crotchety old man, forest gnome wizard, who's got a bald head, long beard down to his ankles, and he just kind of hobbles around on a candy cane.
I love it. All right, Twinkle.
Twinkle is a very small half elf, like almost 5 foot tall, and she's a monk whose mace is painted to look like a candy cane.
And finally, Nicholas.
I'm playing Nicholas, and I have a lot going on. So I picked Variant Human for the feat, so I could take Magic Initiate because my mother was a druid. So I picked up a few tricks of druidic magic from her, even though I'm not actually a druid. I was originally studying to be a cleric to kind of escape the fame that came with my mother and father being such famous adventurers, and I really wasn't particularly physically apt, very inept physically, not particularly dexterous. So I have 8 strength and 12 dexterity, and I'm a fighter. I'm a 3rd level fighter, 1st level cleric, life domain. And when my father passed away, he had given me a wooden training sword when I was younger, when he was still trying to teach me not to suck with weapons. And his spirit kind of became trapped / attached to this training sword, and he is from time to time able to channel some of that knowledge from his glory days through my mind and out this sword to help me do cool battle mastery stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but we'll see what all of that is. And also James was silly and let me have an uncommon magic item, so I took adamantium full plate.
So out of the 3 of them, you've heard Nicholas's full backstory.
There's a lot going on with Nicholas. A lot.
But it is Wintersdance. It is the time of the year where the holidays are just beginning, and you have all arrived at the town, or rather large city, of Wavecrest. Why you are here, each decide, but you've all stopped in to grab a drink. The small tavern known as the Landward Inn. Upon wandering in, you've noticed immediately to the left of you a board. And with this goofy face presented directly on the board, let me give you guys some incentive here.
Oh yeah, there's things to look at, huh?
There are things to look at.
Hey!
Make sure those are popping up.
I know that guy.
It
Yes.
sure did.
The great Alphinius Goo has presented a small request for any adventurers who are willing to do so, to come take care of something that he's been bothered by these last few years. It reads, for those of an adventurous nature, the great wizard Alphinius Goo needs adventurers to clear out some pests from his basement. Applicants must be discreet and capable of engaging foes without burning down the rooms around themselves. Fools and cowards need not apply. Payment will be made in gold and useful magic items that you find along the way. The handbill also includes an address and dock number for a dock in the other side of town, which is just a small area right next to the Mushroom River. On the bottom, it says, please speak with the boatwoman. Her name is River Sunwave. You each kind of stop there for a moment, staring at it. It's the first time you've all seen each other, but for some reason, something has linked you all three to stare at this writing. Maybe it's chance, maybe it's destiny, maybe it's just good luck. But either way, the three of you are standing there.
Are you two thinking about taking advantage of this opportunity? I noticed that you're staring at the advertisement as well.
Could you read it? I can't see. It's too small.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll take the notice down and I'll start reading. Well, it seems like there's a wizard of some sort, and there's he has a job that he wants us to do. I think it's Alphinius Goo. Have you heard of him? You know him, right?
Oh yeah, we hear about him in the tower all the time.
Yeah. And it seems like he has a job that he needs some help with people who aren't fools or cowards, which obviously by taking a look at your good self, you're not. Can somebody tell the band to turn it down? But yeah, and I just noticed that you two were also looking at it, and Kisme has led me this far, so maybe you two okay.
Yeah. I would like to come along if that's all right.
Well, I was hoping I could come along with you two, but yeah, that sounds great. What about you, sir?
Oh yeah, I'm in.
Okay. Do either
Got
one of
nothing
you know
else to live for?
do either one of you know where this riverboat captain might be?
I don't. Maybe the barkeep would?
Sure. Do you want to ask, or do you want me to go?
I can ask if you like.
Yeah. I'll stay here and keep our old friend. What was your name, sir?
The name's Blatson.
Blatson. Well, Mr. Blatson, I'm Nicholas. And you?
Oh, Twinkle. Pleasure to be at your service.
Twinkle. What a wonderful name. Yeah, if you want to go find out some information, Blatson and I will stay here and make sure that nobody else tries to take this quest away from us.
All right. Twinkle will go try to find the barkeep to talk to.
All right. So as you wander, it's very easy. This large inn, there's multiple seats throughout the place. There's this very ornate maple bar that sits to the back end of the And the stage is to the right of this, and there's a few people playing. A gruff-looking, with a rosy smile to his face, dwarven man sits behind and what seems to be normal attire for a barkeep. He looks over and he says, "Hi, can I help you?"
Hi. My new companions and I saw the ad on the board that says to meet a riverboat captain. Do you know where that would be?
There's many of those spots over there. Which post are you speaking about?
The one for Phineas Goo?
Oh, the crazy wizard. Yes, of course. Yes, if you just take the road out all the way down to the river, there's a small boat, young miss, easy to spot, blue skin, great on the water. She seems to be his go-to when people want to go see him.
All right. I'll let them know. Thank you. She says and then hurries back over to the new friends. It's apparently really easy to get to. It's just down the road, and the boat captain is a blue woman.
Awesome. That sounds like it'll be easy to get to then. Mr. Blatson, are you ready to go?
Oh, I was born ready, Sonny.
Awesome. We'll lead on, I guess. Walking.
You guys wander down the road, passing all of the buildings to a small dock. There you see a young woman. Let's get some more fun things. This is,
taking very special care to help Blatson cross the streets and make sure that he doesn't get run over by a passing cart, because he is obscenely old looking.
So you ride down to the docks, and you find 3 or 4 different boats that have been docked there, but one stands out very quickly as a young lady, blue skin, has a bandana over her head, and hair. Her hair is blues and reds and yellows kind of mixed together, as you can see her just wiping down the deck and prepping the sails.
I'll take a look back down at the note and see what her name was again.
Her name was River Sunwave.
Captain Sunwave? Hello? Hi. Yeah, down here. Hello.
Oh, hi.
Ahoy, I think.
Ahoy.
We found this flyer, and it said that if we wanted to do the job that we should speak with you. So
we're
here.
So that's he spotted me a couple weeks ago and asked me if I would give rides to people looking to help him. My fare is very kind. It's 1 gold a person, and I'll take you up the river, and when he asks me to return, I'll come back and pick you up.
I turned to them and I'm like, I just assumed that he was covering the fee. That's fine though. Did Captain Sunwave, did you happen to hear exactly what is going on? More information, what kind of problems he's having?
Apparently he's trying to set up all of his decorations on his tower for Wintersdance. He's having a little bit of trouble carrying him out of the basement.
Well, I'm not very strong, but I guess I can do my best. And he's kind of in his internal monologue. And also, we have an obscenely old man. I'm not sure how much help he's going to be. Mr. Blatson, you can do wizardy stuff and maybe make some stuff float around, right?
Well, I've got a stick, don't I?
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah. And Twinkle, what about you? You feeling like moving some boxes?
Yeah, I can move some boxes.
All right.
That's not a problem. I'll cover our fare though.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then I'll wait for permission to board the vessel. And then
After the three of you pay your gold, she puts it into a small pouch, and then kind of motions to have you step on board.
Mr. Blatson, do you need help?
Oh no, I've got this.
All right. Okay. Just making sure. And I'll wait for him to get onto the boat and be ready to try and catch him if he falls.
Okay. So as you walk onto the small riverboat, she pulls up the plank and slides and pushes away with a large stick away to the center of the river. Opens up the sails and starts heading east up the Western River. It takes you only about so to arrive. So if there's anything you guys would like to do within the hour or discuss, you're welcome to. But if not, it takes you about an hour to get to this large tower that sits kind of away from everything else.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cast Goodberry while we're on the boat.
Okay.
And just, are you guys hungry or you okay?
Well, I've had my morning oatmeal already, but I'll take some.
All right, great. Yeah, well, you can, if you eat this, it'll pretty much give you enough energy to make it through the day. You don't really have to eat anything else. But yeah, and I'll give each of them, I'll give them each 3
Okay.
and keep 4 myself. But I'm like, now really, you only need 1 of these a day. But tomorrow, if you don't eat them after tomorrow, just throw them away. They won't be good anymore.
Okay.
And
Okay.
each of you have three good berry.
So just 1 berry, so I'm clear, is enough to fill the stomach of grown people?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
okay.
they're magic, but yeah, that's how it works.
Oh,
You eat 1 good berry and it's enough to sustain you for a day.
Well, down the hatch. Just chucked it in my mouth.
curiously.
So you bite into it. It's very sweet, and then as soon as it hits the bottom of your stomach, you just immediately feel like you've just eaten an entire thing of like rice, and it just swells up and you're full immediately.
Eats
Maybe even
one,
a little
pockets the others.
Kind of like super prunes is what it
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
But as you arrive at the dock to find a capable-looking this woman, another one stands there. Another boat master is picked up. As you stop there, the journey only took about an hour. There's a clear path from this point on the way up to this massive tower.
Ooh.
Landscape is rather idyllic, wreathed in Wintersdance snow. The few trees do nothing to block the view of the surrounding countryside, and the island gives a clear view for some miles around. Climbing up the path, you see the staircase leading up to the porch of the tower. Clear the old wizard's legs work well to make it up to this point. He must be a little more sturdy than you expect. These crickety old stairs that somehow he seems to get up to. You reach what looks like a bronzewood front door. It features a large iron knocker in the shape of a grinning frog, a handmade evergreen wreath, and no handle or knob.
Mr. Blatson, you're a wizard. What's the etiquette here?
Well, normally we use the knocker.
Twinkle, I don't really see a knocker anywhere. And I'll look around the edges of the door for anything that looks like any sort of signaling device to let someone know that we're here.
There's a massive iron knocker in the shape of a grinning frog.
Oh, I thought you said there wasn't a knocker. Okay. All right. I guess Okay. And I'll go to use the knocker. Mr. Goo, we're here to lend you assistance in answer
As
to
you
your advertisement.
tap 3 times, you hear as the door opens slightly. There stands a harried-looking young man with ink-stained hands and green robes. The young dwarf asks you, well, please step in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I'll start like wiping my boots on the ground.
So you'll all
After
come in
you,
from the cold winter. As soon as you enter into this first part of the tower, immediately you can feel the warmth. Never instantly you feel warm and comfortable compared to the cold air outside. Inside, though, you can notice, other than the wreaths, there's nothing really decorative showing the Wintersdance Holiday. She leads you down to a closed parlor door, where she silently asks you, please, stay silent. I will retrieve the Master Goo here in a moment.
and just cast eyes back and forth at Twinkle and Blatson.
Down the hallway, you hear, well, Elphinius, I see that you are tending children today. How fortunate for you that I have no taste for the company of toddlers. Mark my word, old man. I will return, and I will destroy you. Perhaps even in this. With a humorous laugh, a purple-robed wizard walks just past the doorway where you are sitting. You can see it out of the glance. And then it disappears as he passes by in a flash in a cloud of smoke. Coming up, you can hear the footsteps, almost as if they're heavier than normal. And then it stops. And then something happens. The lights start to dim. And green smoke starts to fill the center of this small room. And slowly but surely, the lights go out, and then bang, a flash, as if an entrance to a festival releases, and you see standing in front of you the crazy old wizard himself, Alphinius Goo. Ha ha! Welcome.
Can we talk now? They told us to be quiet. Can we talk now?
Yes, you can talk. Of course you can talk.
Okay. Hello. Thank you for having us in your home.
Thank you for coming.
What seems to be the problem here? You need us to carry some boxes?
Yes, so I've been having some issues getting the Wintersdance decorations from the basement. And this old man just isn't what he's used to anymore, so. And my dear, dear Miss Goo, she loves her decorations. I've asked some helpers to gather them and bring them up, as my back is just too much.
Do they need protection? I'm not the best at lifting, but I could, if there's some sort of cart that I could push, or I think that Twinkle and Blatson, you guys are more physically capable than me.
Most of them
I'll
are
take
very
a
small.
compliment.
Oh, the boxes?
It's the ornaments, the items.
Oh, it's just that. Okay, I never know. I was worried it was maybe something larger. But yeah, if they're just little boxes,
Well, some of them are larger. Some of them are smaller. Most of them will probably try to kill you.
oh, well,
Well,
what?
Just kidding, of course. Of course.
Oh,
I'm
insight.
Go for it.
I ponder this.
suspiciously.
10.
He seems he's very hard to read,
Oh,
the wizard he is.
very.
His jovial mentality makes you feel like he's telling the truth, but at the same time, maybe not all of the truth.
It was a very good joke, Mr. Goo. You had me fooled for a second. Okay, well, Twinkle, Blatson, is one of you the brains of the little outfit, or? All right.
I don't know what you mean. Yeah, fit.
Our little group of present Christmas warriors, Wintersdance warriors.
Ah, now that's a term I know.
Yeah. I guess just point us in the directions of those boxes, Mr. Goo, and we'll get them taken care of.
Of course, of course. He walks you down the hallway, down to this large door.
As we're walking that way, I'm like, Mr. Goo, I don't mean to pry, but who was the purple guy that came by? He seemed a little bit intense.
That man, his name's Ixramis. He is one you would do well not to cross. Quite a good Zis player, though.
What is this?
Fun game. We'll play sometime.
Oh, sure. That would be lovely.
Maybe once you get all the stuff,
Okay.
we'll have time to play. But remember, Miss Goo will be back very soon, and I have to have these done before she arrives.
Oh,
So if you'd like to play Zis, you'll have to even go faster.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You guys ready?
Yeah, as long as we work together, I think we'll get it done in time.
I have all 10 fingers and toes, don't I?
Fantastic! Of course. Glad for you to be here. Right this way. Down here is my basement, where the cursed fiends are trapped. Once you enter, you will defeat all the monsters to lay the curse to rest.
I thought you said there weren't monsters.
Show no mercy, indeed,
Oh,
for they shall show you none. Gather the ornaments and decorations into the silver chest at the back of my basement, and bring them back. Then you will be paid. Much loot will be yours, as well as a game of this. Easy, yes? Ha ha.
Sure. Yeah. You guys better let me lead the way down then, if that's okay.
Okay.
Perhaps as the three of you pass, who's going first? What's the
Me.
marching order?
I'm first, and I'll
Okay.
pull my wooden sword.
Okay. And then
It don't matter to me.
Okay, I'll take up the back of the line to protect you from the back.
so you feel the large hand of Alphonius Goo rest on your shoulder. And he places in your hand a small vial. So he's going to hand you a healing potion.
Ooh.
He leans down to you and whispers in your ear. He says, "Oh, and don't hurt young Goobert, please. He won't harm you if you don't attack him."
Who's young Goobert?
Ha! And he pushes you into the basement, and you hear as the door behind you locks.
All right, Dad. Need a little help here, and I'll cast Shillelagh on my wooden sword and start making my way down the stairs. And as I do that, like some vines like creep up along the edge of the sword. Okay.
Friends in here.
Can I go ahead and draw my candy cane mace?
Sure.
I'm still just walking with my candy cane.
Did he say? Did he say Goobert?
Yes,
Goobert.
young Goobert.
Young Goobert. This is
Goobert, are you down here, Goobert? It's
It's
Goobert.
pitch dark down here. It's very hard to see.
Does anybody have a torch?
Do I have a torch? I'm trying to remember.
Aren't you a wizard, Bladson?
I can see in the dark, dum dum.
Well, I can't. And I would, if you have some way to light it up, I would appreciate it. Otherwise, I can get a torch, I guess.
I have a torch if you need
Oh.
one.
Yeah, light it up. Great idea, Twinkle.
You're lighting your torch?
So, like, if there's people at home maybe watching us do this, they can also
Right.
see what's going on.
Spooky place down here in the basement of the Tower of Goo.
Only mildly suspicious.
Yeah.
That'll be okay.
Whoa.
That's too bright. Let's change that color. Trying to make it look like a torch, and it's all right. What do you guys want to do? Where do you want to go?
I guess I'm following the leader.
Yeah. Well, I'll go into that room that appears to be down there. Is that a door there?
It's a doorway as you step down into.
It's just like a threshold, no actual door.
James,
The
I can't
creaking
move.
The game is
stairs down
paused.
to the basement curve around the outer wall. The floor of the basement is made of wood planks and is irregularly lit by torches that burn with magical smokeless flame, leaving large pools of shadow. All around you, you can hear a racket of crashes, sharp bangs, and other strange sounds. The basement appears to be a large circular area with a maze of crates and barrels piled to the ceiling throughout.
Hey, James,
Somehow, though,
the game is paused, so we can't like move our tokens and stuff.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Somehow, though, all the lights have been turned out.
That's probably where they're all crashing around down here. They just can't see. And I'll walk in a little bit further and hold the torch up.
I'm following.
Also following.
The crates from floor to ceiling.
Okay. I'll move in a little bit further.
Oh, did not mean to press that.
All right. Goobert. Goobert.
You hear in front of you rustling in the boxes ahead. Cracks and breaks of the wood. Crates starting to kind of creak over and crash onto the ground.
I'll step forward a little bit more to see if this is the direction that the noises are coming from.
In the center of the space, clear of the boxes, you can see 3 toys. King, 2 soldiers, chattering teeth.
Okay.
You hear the as they turn at you. 3 of the nutcrackers turn and
Oh!
look.
My God.
You did not properly describe those. You didn't
the
say
point.
horrifying at any point in what you just said.
Terrifying.
They're very large.
They're very large.
The one looks at you, its mouth opens wide, almost to the point where it's reaching the floor, and then lunges at you. Roll for initiative.
All right.
I'm not good at this.
Here we go, guys.
All right, let's get you guys rolled.
Things are about to get wild. Add me
Popped
to
out of this little box here. He's coming over there. All right, let's get you guys in the initiative. Why are we not rolling? There we go. There we go.
Yeah, now we're talking. Hey, pretty good.
Jesus. Critical. That's a pretty good way to start.
All right.
Blatson, did you roll a 19?
I did, yeah.
All right. What's your dexterity, Latson?
That would be a +2.
What's your dexterity, Nicholas?
It's a 12, so I think is that +1?
Yes. I need to change your character's name.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Showing up
I'm
as
sorry.
Brew
I
instead
had a
of
character name change
Nicholas.
before, guys.
He did.
That's
he
my
changed his
fault.
character without us.
Good old
Knowing.
Nicholas.
Well, everybody else had a Christmassy name, so I was trying to.
He trolled me. It's all right. We'll correct this in a second. Update. Fix this. Yeah, fix this. Goodness gracious. 1 second for technical difficulties. Look at this. Return. Ah!
Sounds like
Now you're a
Forge is
nutcracker.
doing Forge things.
Yeah, Forge is doing fun things. I don't like it when it does this. This is what happens when Forge decides to do Forge things. See ya, Nicholas. See ya, Nicholas. Ooh, that's why. Why do we have a... I don't think we want to have a... I mean, I guess it wouldn't be bad to have a friendly nutcracker, but there we go. Nicholas is back. If he doesn't show up in the thing properly, then all right. And then let's update his combat back to 21. There we go. And Blatson's first then. So Blatson, as you watch as this nutcracker springs from the box, kind of chattering its teeth and looking around. What do you do?
Whoa, that doesn't look like Goobert. And then I'm just gonna point my candy cane stick at him and cast Firebolt and see how that goes for me.
All right.
Oh,
Ooh, 9.
oh no.
Dang. That's all I
You
got.
watch as it breaks against one of the boxes. You hear from above and from the ceiling. Must be making too much noise.
Give me 1 second.
Nicholas.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out exactly how to roll with Shillelagh.
Should be a weapon. It should be your spell casting.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could just click it and if it would let me do it.
Should be able to.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so we're just going to smack him. You kind of see this almost ghost form start leaking out of the wooden sword that I'm holding, and a ghostly warrior appears behind me and almost like seems to help guide my strike as I strike down with this wooden sword on top of this nutcracker.
Dang,
Uh,
that's it.
It's a 22 to hit.
That definitely hits.
I'm just going to do normal damage and just a good old 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And it is magic damage if that matters.
It's not.
All right.
But, all right.
And I'll just say, get behind me, Mr. Blatson and Twinkle. Don't let him bite you. Goobert,
This one, you start seeing
we're coming.
another one. This one looks like a toy soldier almost, kind of crawls up around the box and pops out on the other side over here. And he's going to kind of take a step forward, and he's going to try to do a huge bite on you. So you watch as his mouth just opens wide and then just...
Uh-oh, guys.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about
Kiss me is with me.
it. Hey.
14 doesn't hit, right?
Oh, it said I had to do a saving throw.
It's
sorry.
after. You're
Okay.
good.
Yeah, 14 doesn't hit.
Okay, good. All right.
Nice.
Mind you, our fighter here has some ridiculous armor.
I only have an 18 AC. That's pretty
Yeah, only.
normal. That's pretty normal for a level 4.
You're right. Yeah. Twinkle.
Do these boxes that are in front of me, this like side of it that juts out into the hallway, is it like all the way up to the ceiling, or could I like hop that? To get
Certain
across.
ones. So some of the boxes are all the way to the ceiling, but you've got areas where you could stand up on them if you'd like to.
Could I like Dukes of Hazzard hood slide across it to get over to these people?
Sure. Give me an acrobatics check.
I love it.
As soon as I remember how you said it. Okay.
Whoa.
Hey.
Dang, at least I can see it in chat because I
Just
can
gonna have to trust the chat.
Yeah, trust the chat on that one.
Sorry.
24. Yeah, no. You watch as Twinkle with her candy cane wrapped. You said quarterstaff, right?
Mace.
Mace. She kind of like places it against the ground as with her height. It's just kind of the pole vaults it, slides across the box and lands at the bottom and just kind of prepares herself to swing. So that's going to be
Very
10.
nice.
That's going to be 10 of your 30 movement then, since you did such a good score on your acrobatics.
Amazing.
I actually have 50-foot movement.
Even better. So yeah, you can move all the way up. No problem.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, this is the world of Monk. I forgot. I haven't played a Monk in a long time.
Me neither. Whoop. I
Yep,
zoomed out.
monks
Okay.
are nuts.
For this one, do you need to click the enemy that you're attacking for it to apply the damage and stuff? Or
No, I'll
Okay.
apply the damage.
Okay, got it. Then I will, after sliding across the boxes, rush up and take a swing with Candy Cane Mace
Okay.
at this guy.
Huge shit. 17 hits.
Yay!
17 meets.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay. For 6 damage. And then I would like to, like, after continuing this swing, use that momentum to give it a kick with an unarmed strike for my bonus action.
All right.
Okay. Maybe, depending on the dice.
You got this.
Oh, 15 does not.
So as you
Ah.
crack it against the side, you hear it kind of click, and as it does, you bring your knee up to try to kick it, and as it does, it just kind of glances off of the wood, and it turns and looks straight at you. Its eyes kind of roll to a bit like googly eyes, but roll directly to your sight. All right, fantastic. That goes to the other 2 nutcrackers. This one is going to try to bite you as well, Nicholas.
Okay.
As it is got its gaze already on you as it was standing there that you were the first tried to hit it the first time.
Yeah, sure.
All right. 13, that misses.
Oh my God. Is this what it feels like to have AC? I haven't had
It is.
AC
It's
in
exactly
so
what
long.
it feels like to have AC.
I've been
All
sitting
right,
on
the
a
next
14
one-
for a year.
You hear, let's see if these things are acrobatic. Let's find out what happens. All right, let's see. They're not, but this will be funny. All right, let's try this. Oh, that's not bad. So you watch as another one, this one kind of, it's got its top hat and it's red and blue. The one that's literally showing in the picture, as it springs from one of those boxes to the others and kind of collapses and falls and like just prone into the other boxes. The hat flies off. It kind of picks itself up and looks at you, but it's gonna not get its turn because it collapsed in boxes. So that one's done. Blatson, we're back to you.
Well, as we all know, crotchety old men don't care about rules. So I am going to slam down my candy cane and create a bonfire on top of the dude on top of the boxes.
Oh God,
Okay.
there's so much fire.
So much fire.
I
So
can't
it's,
tell you how many times James just said, "Please don't burn everything," and
I did.
Alphinius just said, "Please don't burn things."
Yep, I tried, guys. I tried. This is what I did.
So that's going to be a DC 14 dex save.
All right. Well, these things are not very dexterous, but we'll see where it goes. Yeah, no.
Let it burn.
As
let it
as this thing is just slowly getting up out of the boxes.
We'll destroy with no concern.
It's going to be 7 fire damage.
Yeah, no, it's
I would also like to just say that anything in the area
Yeah,
that is not
that's
being
wood.
carried just on fire.
Oh no.
You guys ready to fight Alphinius after this one?
that's
Because
exactly
you burned
what's
all of his
gonna
crap.
happen. What is going? Okay, this is weird.
Oh god.
Yeah, this is different. Yeah, no, the night or the nutcrackers are all every time I take any sort of damage or add any sort of damage, it's doing it to all 3. So
Ooh.
give me a second, because that's not how this whole thing works.
Did you maybe like somehow copy them all as the same entity?
Yeah, that's probably what
Mm.
happened. It shouldn't have done that, but sometimes
You may just have to keep track of it old school.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
So
Well,
I did 5 damage to one.
Yeah.
How much did you do, Twinkle? You did 6, right?
Yeah, she did 6, and then the third one has 7 done. Okay, got it.
I can't imagine that the wooden nutcracker enjoyed being set on fire.
No, definitely not. He's going to look straight at Blatson, pulling himself out of this thing, and he's preparing to lunge through, if nothing else, to get a hold of Blatson. All
Okay.
right. Nicholas.
Oh, good. It's my turn again.
Lost all my music in this one.
You know what?
This will work.
This time, seeing how things are going, Nicholas is going to forgo the sword, reach down and touch the holy symbol of Kismia on his chest, and cast Bless on himself, Twinkle, and Blatson.
All right.
So you get to add a D4 to your attack rolls and ability checks for the next minute.
Perfect.
Ooh. Thank you.
All right, so let's get you guys your bless. Bless? No, that's not bless. There's blessed. I'll remember that because I'm not going to remind you. All right, cool. And what does your bless look like?
So yeah, as he touches it, you see just in your consciousness just the image of a beautiful woman in front of you, clad in white samite, holding a roulette wheel, and she spins it, and it lands on. It's a red and completely red and black wheel, but there's one green space with an image of a gooey cube, and she spins it, and it lands on the green wedge, and everyone goes, "The wheel of Kismia! It's here!
Kismia's wheel!
Kismia's wheel! You won! Gain the blessed status for next minute." So yeah, that's kind of what you see.
All right. Nutcracker is going to see this, but instead going to engage with Twinkle and attack her. Here it goes. He's going to try to bite.
Oh, jeez.
Ouch.
Ooh, 23. Does that hit?
Yes.
Oof.
First,
I would love to say it didn't, but
9 points.
Ooh.
As this thing just opens all the way up, and as the nutcracker piece on the back clomps down and just. And as it does, I need you to roll me a strength saving throw.
All right.
That's definitely not good.
Hey.
19.
No.
So-
19.
As it bites down on your arm, you use your foot to kind of kick it away, and you pull it out, and you can see where the splinters. You got pieces of wood stuck in your arm, but yeah, you're not grappled. One of the teeth is kind of dangling slightly from its maw.
Ew.
All right, Twinkle, you're up.
Really grossed out by that.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to hit the one that just bit me with the candy cane mace.
Okay.
We really should have done a trigger warning for people that don't like toys that move.
Just kind of like recoiling at first from the just nasty and the splinters. It's gonna be like, oh, that's disgusting, and swing the candy cane mace.
Okay. Ring true.
Come on.
At a D4.
How do
Roll
I
your
roll
D4.
just a
Roll a
D4?
And that's actually going to take it from a miss to a hit.
It is.
Amazing.
Yay!
Gives me a
You hear
super
in the background, as you swing, you hear in the background as the wheel starts spinning behind you. All right.
Noise.
7 damage for that one.
Nice.
And then we'll try again for an unarmed strike with the bonus action.
Okay.
Maybe. Oh, I double clicked on accident.
You're good.
You get to use D4 again.
She does, but she doesn't need it.
Don't
this
need
time.
it. Yep.
It's true.
Noise.
Okay. Let's see. Hey.
Hey, not bad.
Another
That's a good
six. There you
kick.
go.
Good.
Yeah, so as you smash it, you can hear the crack of the wood, and then as you kick away from it, you knock the tooth out, and it just kind of falls down to the ground. So now you've got a toothless nutcracker standing there looking at you very maniacally. All right. The other two, this one's going to go after Nicholas. Uh, 15 misses. And this one is going to springboard, crawl up this one, and dive at, or lunge at Blatson.
Oh no!
Oh
Attack of
no.
opportunity.
Oh yeah!
Oh,
Yeah,
For
you do.
real.
okay.
But he will make it, but you do get the attack of opportunity as he's flying through the air.
Has this one been damaged at all?
Yes, this is the one that was the fire under the fire.
Did not mean to press that.
Oh
yeah.
no!
So as
Dang.
you
Oh
as you go to
no!
swing by, you actually help him. Like he kicks off of your arm as you swing at him and jumps farther and lands right in front of Blatson and
No.
is going to take a bite. Like full blown open maw as he's flying through the air straight into Blatson. All right.
Sorry, the D4 can't save you from the.
Hey.
Oh!
Are you breeding it?
And he slams to the ground and just kind of skids and gets back up and looks at you. All right.
Okay.
The other, yep, that's them. Blatson, you're up. Nutcracker's in front of you. do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that thing where I disengage,
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna run up here.
protect me. Sam and Tom Cruise.
And I'm trying to see if I have any bonus action stuff. I don't really have anything bonus action. Yeah, no, that's kind of all I got. I just want to get away from that dude. I don't
Fair.
need to be taking that much damage.
Okay. So you run it, like just like scurry around the boxes and
Yep.
try to hide. You can hear the little candy cane. He's trying to.
Hopping
Nicholas?
my way around.
Yeah. Nicholas, are either one of these looking particularly bad?
The one that the monk has pummeled is looking pretty bad.
Okay.
You can see dents in the wood. You can see the fallen tooth out. It's looking pretty bad.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and attack it.
Okay.
With my shillelagh. I lathered her with me shillelagh. No, 19?
That does it.
Just a pitiful 4.
Dang.
I'm not a damagey tank.
All right. That puts us to Nutcracker number 1, who's sitting there, who's the one everybody is beating on. This one, though, is still just directly focused on Twinkle as she's just pummeled this thing to almost death by single-handedly.
Twinkle, twinkle, Koolampa.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. This
Ooh, nice.
gives me his luck. It's con so far.
James, you know I'm the actual human son of Kismia and Jinx.
I think it's more Jinx than Kismia, but we'll do them both. All right. That puts us at Twinkle.
I mean, if it's broke, don't fix it. I'm gonna swing with the mace again at the one that bit me, and I have already beaten a few times.
You're blessed.
Yes,
You're
so it was a
blessed.
D4.
1d4.
Roll
So you get at least a 2.
higher. Yeah.
Oh,
Kismia,
look at
protect.
that.
She
Yeah.
attack. She protect.
Okay.
She spins the wheel like
You
that.
feel the hand press against your shoulder. She smiles. All right, 5 more.
5 damage. And then for the bonus action unarmed strike, I'd like to kind of like use the momentum from the mace, but as I was swinging, like just bring the other arm out for a punch right in the terrible, where I imagine a nose would be, but it's splintered.
All right.
And I'm going to be honest, in that artwork, it really looked like one of them had blood coming out of its eyes. And the fact that these things might have blood inside them is the worst thing ever.
Oh, you have a valid point.
Maybe it was paint, but
most likely paint.
That misses.
yeah, Kismia won't be enough
Yep.
to save you this time,
Nope.
unfortunately.
So as you try to punch it in the nose, it kind of slips and you go, as its mouth wides open past where the nose would be, and you kind of swing inside the mouth and then out, but don't connect into anything.
Okay.
All right. This one's going to attack Nicholas.
Yeah.
That makes
Because
sense.
they all seem to have targeted each of you simultaneously.
That will do it.
19.
Do some damage. Oh, and I have to make it a thingy this time.
8. And that is
gives me a
easy
protect.
pass. Yep. But you do take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing just crunches down onto your arm. All right. The next one is scurries
Come after
around
me.
this thing and goes straight after you again.
I'm coming to help in just a minute. Just hang on.
If you
Don't
can.
die.
Oh no.
Oh!
10.
That's a miss.
Gives me a protect.
As he bites into the box crushes. You see just baubles and ornaments just scatter across the ground. And you just think this thing just keeps chomping as it's coming after you. All right, Blatson, you're right. You've kind of gotten cornered now.
Alrighty. I am going to recast Create Bonfire underneath his
Oh
feet.
God.
He needs to make another dex save.
Okay.
How do I remove that? I can't remove that, can I?
You can. But is it stay?
It
Let's
does
see
not.
here.
'Cause
So you
it's
create a
concentration
bonfire on
spell.
the ground you can see within range until the spell ends. The magic bonfire fills a 5-foot square. Any creature in the bonfire space with dexterity sitting through the bonfire ignites. Okay, so once you would cast it, it would just disappear and go to the
Yeah.
new place.
Yeah.
Got
The
it.
boxes are still on fire, however.
They're ignited.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I gotta leave that there.
Is the past tense of ignited ignit?
Maybe.
It's not.
Yeah, that's a dex saving
Pretty
throw
sure.
for this guy.
All right. He's going to roll his dex save. 7.
Yeah.
Nope.
4 fire damage.
Please, Mr. Blatson, stop using so much fire. These aren't our possessions.
They're made of wood, aren't they?
No,
Yes.
the boxes. Goobert, where are you?
There was one rule: don't burn the house down.
Don't kill Goobert. Oh no! What if
Alright.
these things? One of these things is Goobert. Do they have name tags?
He said Goobert wouldn't attack unless we attacked. It's just like,
Have they all attacked?
mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, at least they're probably not Goobert.
Nicholas?
So yeah.
It spews apple cider. That's the best way to put this. When you hit it, it spews apple cider.
It's just paint that shoots out of there. I like that as the thing.
Paint.
Uh,
It's like a paintball.
So what I'm actually going to do is, I'm going to swing the wooden sword, but I'm not actually swinging to attack. I'm actually swinging to lend an opening for my monk friend. I'm going to expend a superiority die to do commander strike
Okay.
and give an attack action to my friend Twinkle.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I've never heard this before.
Yeah, I'm a battle master. Look at me, I'm doing it. I'm battle mastering, Dad.
Is that something that
Do
I
you
do? Like,
feel-
Like
Oh.
as I swing in, you just see this like glowing shadow warrior. Like, quick, while this nerd is swinging, you attack. He'll never hit.
Yeah.
So
For a moment there, as he starts to get ready to swing, you see this ethereal, almost ghost-like kind of grab your leg and kick for you as you kind of move without having any sort of notion of you swinging.
Oh. So do I need to roll an unarmed strike?
Yes.
Just making sure.
Oh, that hits. Is that the one you're hitting or the one that she's been hitting?
Whichever one she wants.
Oh, okay.
I'd have a grudge against the one that bit me, so
That
probably
you've
that
been
one.
beating on. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, that puts us at. All right, 1 second. Maybe you guys might have. Oh, close. Yeah. So this time is just it kicks. You watch as one of the googly eyes just thump off and kind of roll against the ground.
I kicked its googly eye off.
Kicked its googly eye off.
And then with my movement, I am
Yep.
going to step back, taking the AOO to try to put myself between Nicholas and this other nutcracker.
Okay. So the other one's gonna take a attack action on you.
Yes.
Attack of opportunity. He's gonna try to bite and hold you where you're at, or go with you. And this 13 scrapes off your shoulder.
It does.
Doesn't seem to catch. All right. This one is going to, after getting the googly eye kicked off, you can watch as his eyes are kind of rolling back and forth as he looks at you again. And this time, you can see him like put his head down and push forward to kind of like knock you off balance, and then he's going to try to bite down on your leg instead this time.
Ah.
Interesting.
16?
Dang it. Yes. 15 is my AC.
8 points.
Ouch.
As you feel it clench down on your thigh, I need you to give me a strength saving throw.
Oh, right. Does bless work on saving throws? or
Yes,
Yep.
It does.
Saving
you
Yay.
automatically exceed
ability
that.
checks and attack rolls.
Yep, and you won't have to roll because you automatically succeed. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, because if you got rolled a 1, you would be 13, and that's the saving throw
Got
DC.
it.
So you're good. Yep. So he doesn't try to hold on. All right, that puts us at you, Twinkle.
Do cool things.
Okay.
Twinkle only does cool things.
I'm a
Very
little
cool.
hurt though. Let me
She's got
see.
this.
Do I care?
How hurt are you?
I guess I'm not that bad. I'm like half health. So I'm gonna wait a moment and go Old Faithful. I almost said peppermint. Candy cane mace incoming.
All right, swing
Peppa
away.
Pig.
I don't think that's going
Not
to
gonna
No.
make it. Nope.
No.
Can I still try for a
Yeah,
bonus
you can still bonus
action?
action.
Yep.
Okay.
As long as you take the attack action, you get your
Yep,
bonus
as long as you
action
take
for
the
unarmed
action.
strike.
I don't know why I'm like panicking and forgetting how a game that I've played
You're
for half a
fine.
decade
Yeah.
works.
And then you have flurry of blows, right?
Yeah, I was gonna use use
Ooh.
spend a key point to use that. Oh, the unarmed
Ooh.
strike
There you go. There's your unarmed
Good
strike.
strike.
hit
It's
It's
super hits.
for
And-
4 damage.
So, how did you hit this one?
If it was still like down from where it bit my leg, I would just
Yep.
kind of like punch straight down.
Haymaker.
Like, get off my
So
leg!
as you see, as it bite down on your leg, it gets to get ready to release. You take the fist and you just push straight down into the back of this thing, go through its body, and kind of come out the other end. And the thing kind of just slides off your arm.
Ew.
And it stops moving.
I think it did the thing again.
It did. It did the thing.
Oh
where-
goodness, they all died.
They're all dead.
It was
Hooray!
the best. They're a hive mind. When
Yeah.
one goes
It
down,
must
they
be a
all
hive
go
mind. I did
down.
not know this was happening. Okay, guys. Yeah, that one's dead.
Okay,
Just delete his token.
Delete the
so
token. I don't know if it's going to delete them all. Oh, it didn't. Cool.
Yay!
There we go.
could I then use my spend a key point to use flurry of blows on this other guy?
Sure, yeah, to do another attack. Sure.
Yeah. Like punch down at this one, it slides off my arm, and I'm disgusted. So I'm gonna try to bicycle kick this guy.
All right.
Played too much Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
I fail.
You just kind of you fall as you do so. You kind of fall to the ground and start bicycle kicking, but you're not close enough.
That
You've
tracks.
seen it in movies, but it's somehow you're not getting the momentum. It's just kind of just sitting there. It's just not.
I
working.
thought I'd try a thing. It didn't work. It's fine.
Didn't
We're
work.
never gonna
We
do that
continue.
again.
Yeah, we move on at that point. It's like it didn't work. Okay, time to move.
This is how you learn.
Yeah, right. But while you're bicycling kicking, this one is going to try to bite you. And try to bite while you're swinging. I'm guessing that was a miss.
It is a miss.
Yeah, so it tries to bite at the foot, but the foot keeps moving because your bicycle kick, it's just not working. All right, the next one is going to change its gaze and try to bite Nicholas
Hey.
and scrape off of armor. All right,
It
and
needs
that puts us
make
back
a
to
dex
Blatson.
saving throw.
Oh yeah, because he's still in the fire, huh?
Yes, he is still in the bonfire.
Oh no, it's not loading. That's not good.
What's that?
Our chat is stating, I was going to ask if he's putting this on the Gooey YouTube. I came to watch Bree, but with the way it keeps loading, I'm not going to be able to keep watching.
Oh, no, we
so
did-
it will be actually on our Twitch channel, or not Twitch channel, our YouTube channel.
YouTube?
So
Yeah.
please. And we're still trying to get to our 100 followers so that we can not have a goofy URL channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd like to have it say Tabletop Misfits. So please come help us do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I need that DC 14 deck save.
Oh, here we go again. I don't see the attack.
It's further up. I didn't want to recast it.
Oh, every time you recast it, it makes it so I can just click on it and then click saving throw. But I got it. Maybe. There it goes.
6 is gonna fail. Let me
6
roll
is gonna
some fire
fail.
damage for you.
Yeah, this thing's not doing well with fire
Gonna
damage.
be 6 fire damage.
6 more fire damage. All right.
And then I'm gonna do a quick shoot, man. I'd be at disadvantage, wouldn't I? If I try to firebolt or chill touch.
Yes, because it's close by.
Okay. Let's do the better option, and I'm gonna smack him with my candy cane.
All right, smack him with a candy cane.
Do it.
Did you get that candy cane?
And don't forget, you get your Kismia
let
bonus.
me
You
roll
do
a
have your
D4.
Kismia.
Come on. No. 15's not enough.
Ah.
You swing out, and as you do, it kind of chomps down and holds onto it for a second, and then lets go.
That's fine. I still do
Alright.
damage. That's all that matters.
Nicholas.
Yes. I am going to do, just to make sure, and pull up my abilities because this is a new character for me.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah. I am going to make an attack with my wonderful, beautiful shillelagh.
Yeah, do it.
And I'll add my Kismia bonus,
Mhm.
which makes a hit, which is awesome. And then I'm going to expend in a superiority die to make this a maneuvering attack. So I will do an extra D8 damage on top of my normal damage. So that is 5 damage there, and then an extra D8, which is an extra 1. But more importantly, that lets my friend Blatson take a half his movement to get away if he would like, to maneuver himself
Okay.
without taking AOs. So you can
Okay.
move, I guess it's 15?
Yeah.
Or
So
you
how
got
much
20
damage?
foot
How
move.
much damage did you do on that one?
Oh, just 6.
6. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna try and crawl up these boxes, I guess.
So as I strike down on this nutcracker, the ghostly image of my father, the warrior, kind of appears in the space where Blatson is also at, kind of giving him cover so that he can get out of there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just climb up these boxes.
Yeah. So as Blatson moves away, you watch as this thing turns real quick and chomps, but it just chomps into a ghostly image, and Blatson's already scurrying up the boxes at this point. All right. That puts us at Twinkle.
Hi. So the bicycle kicking did not work at all, but we're gonna redirect a little bit. We're gonna swing the mace first,
Okay.
and see what happens.
Oh!
Ooh, good one.
Go.
21.
Here we go.
Also, your
Yay.
dice are beautiful now.
So 7 damage, and then after the swing of the mace, I'm gonna, like, when both hands are around, take the other hand off the mace and give it a nice good backhand, open-handed, unarmed strike.
All right.
Maybe.
17 hits.
Yay!
Nice.
Look at you.
5.
That's not
That's
bad.
that's a
Nice
heckin'
little
backhand.
chunk of damage right there.
Monk
So you-
doing monk stuff.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you bash it to the side. You see another dent in the wood, and then taking the moment to kick straight at it. You actually kick straight where you wanted to in the nose, and the eyes kind of googly eye, cross eye for a second, and it just kind of shakes it off her, and it looks at you.
Can I, like, growl at it intimidatingly so it doesn't look to either of my friends?
Sure, give me an intimidation check.
I don't know how
I
this
wanted
is
to come
gonna-
down here. Don't distract it.
It didn't work. I'm small and
Oh, no.
intimidating.
You do get the Kismia bonus on that, though.
You do get Kismet.
Oh, that's funny.
Maybe Kismia will make you look scarier.
Yeah. No.
Nope.
Nope. So instead, as it looks at everybody, it kind of looks at you, and instead of just being intimidated, you just watch the maw open wider and wider until it's almost literally touching the floor, and you can barely see its eyes anymore. And inside is just nothing but nothingness. You can just black hole.
Okay.
All right. And instead, it's going to just lean forward and try to just swallow you.
Gross.
All right. Okay, I can't do that just yet.
Oh, no.
Hey, pretty good.
James, what is it about running games with us that just makes your monsters just
Hey, all
eat
part
crap?
of the game.
It is.
Yeah, but when they do hit, it hurts. So
Yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one just falls down on its face and it picks itself back up.
It also went to
Oh,
Sad
posture
Boy
check.
Assassin School.
Posture.
Are we doing posture checks?
Apparently, we got a posture check going. All
But it
right.
hurts when I have good posture.
I've got a chair for that.
I got a chair for that too. All right. The next one is going to attack Nicholas. Oh, look at that.
That'll
20.
do it.
That'll do it.
What you got? What you got? What you got?
10 points.
10 points of damage. That's what I'm here for.
Ouch.
That sounds like a little.
And I
too
need you to
much.
roll me your strength saving throw.
Oh, yeah. Where's the button?
Dang!
The spirit of my father is strong.
Yeah.
I am
As this
not.
thing clamps down on you, you feel it trying to hold, and you just rip. And both of the side teeth that were holding it just kind of dangle and frail outward. But yeah, that is it for those. Blatson, you're up. Now on the barrels, right next to the fire that you had started before.
Alrighty. Which one looks the worst?
The one in front of
The one that attacked.
the one that you've been
Nicholas.
burning alive for
Yeah,
the
he
last like
needs-
3
he needs a
turns.
saving
That one's
throw.
probably the worst.
Oh, that's true. He does need a saving throw.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yep.
I'm still in fire.
He is still on fire
Mhm.
because he didn't move. That's a dexterity saving throw, right?
Correct. 14.
Ah!
Okay. Yep, he's good then. And then I am going to point my candy cane staff at him and shoot a firebolt at it.
Okay.
Since he doesn't want to get damaged.
Did you
by my
only
bonfire.
take fire abilities? Oh my god.
I'll take it.
All right.
Uh-oh. Well, Phineas, I hope that you didn't love any of those things too much. That's a lot of fire.
Damage.
So no, so we're gonna play the normal way we play our crits. Apparently it's not set up that way right now. So just roll your
is that
normal
max damage
damage
plus
and then
additional?
add max damage. Yep.
Okay, I can just roll a d10 then.
My max damage crits.
Oh!
So that's gonna be 20 damage.
There you go. How do you want to?
How do you
what
think,
happens
James?
when I do these things to people? I'm like, here, I'm going to give you nice things, and they're like, yeah, well, here, this is what
I'm gonna
we're
see
gonna
what
do with those
happens
nice
if I
things.
throw a firebolt directly into his black hole of a mouth.
Yeah. So as you do, you watch as this thing clamps down on it, and then for a moment you see its maw, the fire kind of come out of the 2 teeth, and then out the ears, and then the thing just kind of just engulfs in flame and just implodes internally, pretty much.
Now we're talking.
And it's no more.
I would like to drop my concentration on the bonfire.
So there's still. So this one then is no more.
Yep.
Why can't I see this thing? There it is. There we go. but this one is still catch fire.
I'm taking
And
care
it
of
is
that
the okay. Nicholas.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Well, he's dead, so I'll just step back up forward here and help my friend bop these men. Nope. 11 Kismeo's not going to be enough to help this time.
Nope.
So that's it.
All right, and that puts us at Twinkle.
Well, I'm just gonna take a step up here. I know it doesn't really change anything,
Right,
but
that's fine.
That's true. Alphinius is a wizard. He could easily have fireproofed all of this stuff if he didn't want it to burn.
Yeah.
valid.
You know that spell. Make crap fireproof. I think it's a 4th level evocation spell.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard it.
I miss with the mace moving threw me off, but I will try to throw a punch.
Or I guess it would be. Is it alteration? Is that what it is in the school?
Maybe?
Transformation.
I don't know.
The punch connects.
The punch does connect.
I was trying to go for right below that googly eye.
Yep, right below the googly eye.
Ooh, 7 damage.
Oh.
7 more points of damage. Yeah, that's definitely gonna hurt the googly eye there.
Did you take mending, Eric?
No.
Ah.
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
All right. All right. That puts us at the Nutcracker, who now is looking back and forth between you. One eye kind of circles this way, one eye circles that way, and it's questioning which one to go after. Oh, we're gonna go after the one that keeps hitting him. So it's gonna be the monk.
That's fair.
Oh no.
12 does not hit.
Dodge.
Dodged away. All right.
You dodge.
Right. All right. So at the end, you hear this kind of clanging of 3 hits against the ceiling, and all of a sudden you just feel this green goop kind of glurp down around your area in a let me get the nice little circular motion here, so it's going to glurp 20 feet radius.
I like the sound of that.
Wait, what is this big?
He activated the fire extinguishing foam.
He did.
Oh, thank God.
Phineas Goo activated the fire extinguisher and removed as this green goo just kind of drips through across the ceiling, and this fire goes out.
Wait, that's really what it is.
And each of you hear in your mind, if you burn my tower down, you won't get paid. And Miss Goo will be very mad.
Were we getting paid? I didn't know there was a reward for this job. I don't think it said it on the thing.
And then just as fast as you see it glurp down to the ground, it just kind of scoops up into a small ball and then seeps through the floor.
Wow.
That one is still alive, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Covered in green goo.
Okay.
Did we just get to live our Nickelodeon dream?
You did.
Oh, yeah.
You just all got. Everybody is covered in slime.
It's slimed. Is this liquid asbestos? Because I'm going to sue.
You'll have to ask Alphinius Goo what
It's
it
a hazardous workplace.
Do we get hazard pay?
It's up to you
is.
guys if you
Let that one
want to.
slide.
Yeah, you can let that slide.
Yeah, just making sure.
Yeah, you good.
I would have been fine
All
with
right.
letting it slide.
Yeah. That's yeah. So Blatson, covered now in goo. What do you do?
All right then.
I think he only built himself with one spell.
Me? No, I got plenty
Yeah.
of spells.
Yeah, but they're all fire.
No. Is it, you said it was my turn again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Then I am going to just reach my hand out, and a little skeletal hand will move towards the Nutcracker and try and snatch it. I'm gonna cast Chill Touch.
All right.
Hey,
20 hit.
20 does it.
All right. Now we're talking. That's gonna be 6 necrotic damage.
nice.
So as you reach your hand across, you watch as the hand kind of just brushes and just goes through the Nutcracker.
Uh-oh.
And it looks like it did not take damage.
Then looks like it didn't take any damage.
Uh-oh. Well, back to fire. How finished, James? It's James' fault. He
It
tried
is not
to
my
fire.
fault. It is the writer of the book. All right.
So it's my turn, right?
Nicholas, it's your turn. Yes.
Yeah, I guess I'll try and hit him again. It doesn't do much, but
Okay.
that'll hit.
That does hit.
11. That's better.
Hey.
That's- And for this final one, how would you like to kill it?
Yeah, so
Hey, nice.
as the wooden sword comes down on top,
Yeah.
there's like this energy just starts emitting from the edge of the blade, and there's like this energy trail coming off the edge of this normally wooden blade as it comes down and just slices from top to bottom through this Nutcracker.
Yeah,
And both
so it's
pieces
the wooden sword, as the glow comes across the edge of it, you watch as this thing completely carves to the bottom as the Nutcracker just kind of falls in half.
And then I immediately run to start putting out any like smoldering ashes or anything that are left, like just like roll
There's
around
nothing,
on the
it's
ground.
anything on the ground has been covered in goo and then snuffed out and returned to its.
Are we still covered in
Alrighty.
slime?
You guys are still covered in slime. He wasn't going to clean you guys off, but he did want to make sure that the ground is not
Okay.
dirty.
Okay. Well,
I
Mr. Blatson, do you have a spell to deal with this, maybe?
Well, I was working on it until all that slime came out of nowhere. I'm gonna snap my fingers, and then a small little water bucket will just appear above Nicholas's head and just pour magical
Don't.
water over him and clean him off
Okay.
with prestidigitation.
So as you press to digitate him and you all are paying attention to this, you now notice 3 tiny, non-monstrous looking Nutcrackers, 2 knights and a king laying there in the rubble inside of the last Nutcracker, like inside the left side of its mouth.
Oh. Also, I figured out maybe why Goobert's not coming. Maybe it's pronounced Goubert.
Could be good.
Maybe he's French.
Maybe.
I mean,
So we take the Nutcracker
no,
figures?
no.
Do you think those are what?
North for Destiny? I don't.
Do you think those
They
are
look-
what we need to put in the chest he mentioned? Those little guys,
Oh, I
toys.
don't remember anything about a chest, but it sounds like a great plan to me.
Did I imagine that?
I don't remember. I didn't want to
you're
be the
the most
first one to say
insightful out
it.
of the 3
Yeah.
of them.
I didn't want to
Two.
say it, but I wasn't listening to the part about the chest either. But that's why we're so lucky to have you around, Twinkle, because you listen to things.
Because you have an old man who can't hear or think, and then you
And-
have
Why do you think
That's
I
what I
didn't take the
appreciate
keen
about
mind
you, Twinkle.
feat?
Do you think they're safe to touch now?
They're not moving.
All right. Okay. Well, just in case they're dangerous, I'll touch them first.
So I'll
Um,
slowly crawl my way down off the box.
And as I
Ow.
walk over to touch these things on the way there, I eat the 4 good berries I had left in my pocket
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
and heal 16.
okay.
I had 2, so can I go ahead and eat those?
Yeah, and you would
Each-
heal 8 because I am a life domain cleric, so all of my healing gets +3.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Interesting.
It's lovely, but it's crazy.
I imagine I just feel ridiculously full. Like
Yeah,
I went
you
to the buffet
eating the
and got
food.
forced.
The healing is magical. Like you see all of your wounds immediately start to seal up. The bites, the bruising starts to clean up. But you do now see that you've also, most of your pants kind of feel a little tight, and it's just you can see that you've gained a very good food baby for the evening.
Perfect.
So yeah,
as
as
you're climbing off the boxes, Blatson, I need you to roll me a perception check.
Okay, I can do perception, I think. Do I still get the D4?
How long does that last, Matt?
I think it lasts a minute, but let me double check
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
because this is a new character. Are you trying to do something?
Yeah,
Well,
he's
it was
trying
just my
to
perception.
perceive.
Are you Are you like saying that you're looking for stuff, or like?
Oh no,
No,
I mean, I
he's
was-
trying to get down from the
Oh, okay.
crates, and I was going to have him if he wanted to catch something.
Lasts 1 minute. Yep.
Yeah, it would
Okay,
be done.
18 then.
Yeah. Yeah, with an 18, you see what looks like a can I get that to move? Okay. Yeah, you see a wooden or a silver wand kind of sticking out of one of the boxes straight up.
Ooh,
Ooh.
ooh, shiny! I'm just gonna snatch it.
Okay.
If you guys are trying to do anything, let me know, and sometimes I can give you a little bit of extra guidance for those difficult skill checks.
How'd that go again?
Little extra
guidance.
guidance.
So this is what you found as you pulled it out. You see this silver inlaid wand,
Ooh.
and at the end looks like
That's a gun.
gun handle at the end of it.
I like
I
that.
found you.
Fancy.
It's like a proto fusel.
I'm gonna take that and hold it, see how it feels.
Let me hand that up to your character.
It makes doing like wand tricks
So
like
much cooler.
extra easier. Yeah.
So much cooler. All right.
Cool.
All right.
And I can have this equipped.
Yeah, I already equipped it to your character.
Cool. Perfect.
Yeah, everything's set up properly now. All right, but yeah, other things you're finding are mostly just baubles and ornaments, small knickknacks that are kind of scattered across the ground.
Did he say everything that we were supposed to get?
No, he just said collect the ornaments, collect the
Yep.
decorations.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh.
everything that looks decorative for this holiday, we just pick up and take to the silver chest, wherever that is.
Yeah. And I can't help but imagine that everything in a wizard's basement looks decorative.
Yeah, not everything. A lot of it's small, covered in dust, those types of things.
Yep.
Been here
Hydrate.
a long time.
I would need to go get water to hydrate. I do not have any by my side.
Oh no, hydrate.
Eric, it's a TV show. If you have a cup beside you, just grab it and pretend you're drinking it.
I have no cups beside me.
Yeah. So I would like to go grab those ornaments
Okay.
that are on the ground.
Yeah, so you pick up a handful of decorative ornaments.
Anything look unusual or odd about them? Okay.
Nope.
Right. Mr. Goo, I suspicion that you can hear us because you told us not to set anything on fire, and we do apologize for that. And I think that Mr. Blatson is he's a little bit advanced in years, and perhaps he didn't hear you say not to use fire. So we do apologize, and that was very quick thinking on your part to extinguish the flames. But do you want us to deliver these ornaments now, or do you want us to wait until we have more of them?
No response.
All right. Well, Okay. Maybe that means that we're to wait.
Does that mean break time?
Does it? Does it? I don't. James is generally in charge of when we do break time.
Well,
Yeah.
it is 10:36, and we just finished
10:30.
combat.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Well, it sounds like some people need to have a quick, maybe potty break or something like that. So we're gonna take a
I need water.
a 10-minute break real quick. We'll be back here at
My throat has been
10:45 when we continue through the Tower of Goo basement to find the lost ornaments and decorations of Wintersdance.
Yeah.
See you soon.
See you soon.
We'll be back.
Bye. how we ended up
What's
with
up,
such a
guys?
balanced team. Oh, hello.
Hello.
But yeah, we're talking about like our team is actually kind of ridiculously well balanced because like I'm doing the control and battle master type
Right.
thing,
Yeah.
enhancing, and
Oh, it's great times.
I'm doing a lot of
You're
nothing but
doing-
catching everything on fire.
yeah. Rena's like punching everything to death.
Yeah,
It's
she's
going great.
breaking things to death. You know,
Yeah,
it's
it's
great.
gonna go great.
All right,
We're gonna be
guys.
fine.
Welcome back. If you're new, you're coming back here. Please make sure you do our give us a follow if you can. Toss us a Prime sub. We prefer to have the free stuff. Let's
Yeah.
take somebody else's money, not yours.
Yeah, take Daddy Bezos' money.
That's right.
We love you, Daddy
Um,
Bezos. We
And
have
then
to say
also,
that 'cause we work for
if you would like to, and you like what we're doing, you can come check out all of our stuff on YouTube. And then if you want to come join the community of ridiculousness, which is known as the Misfits, you can come hang out with us on Discord. So back to the tower basement of goo. After being slimed over by Alphinius Goo's fire extinguisher or fire suppression system, you now have gathered yourselves back from the magnificent skills that you have used to break the nutcrackers. And now, after Bletzen found a unique device in one of the boxes, this is where you left off. So where would you like to head now?
I mean, I guess we should just look around and see like what options are available to us first.
Yep.
Um,
That would be a great idea.
Yeah.
so you guys want to like split up and search in different directions?
Sure.
What if there's more of those weird chompy things?
That's true. I guess we can stick together. Okay. I guess we'll just like
split group.
start on the left hand. We can start on the left hand side of the wall and just kind of follow along this way. Oh wait, that's the way up to the stairs.
No,
I
there's
get-
a whole piece over here.
Oh, is there a hallway? Oh yeah, let's just go this way
I
and
was
see
gonna
where
go
it
there
leads.
without you guys just a minute ago.
That seems like a bad idea.
I've got expeditious retreat. It's fine.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
Fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll start heading this way.
Yep, I'm gonna
Alright.
follow.
Kind of keeping an eye out for sneaky things behind us.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you hear anything?
Give me a perception check,
Okay,
old man.
because I'm great at that.
Yeah, I'm
Give me a
also
perception check, old
like
man.
listening.
That's an 8.
And you hear the creaking of wood as you step, some
Uh-oh.
breaking of boxes, pretty much all around you. Don't seem to hear anything specifically heading up.
Me either.
Perfect. Keep moving.
Did
You do see, though, in between the boxes, sitting above these two large barrels, there is a sconce there that's currently not lit.
He said no fire.
He did. Yeah.
Maybe this is an exception since it's a place meant for fire.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
Could be.
You know what they
All
always say. Just light it on fire.
I don't think I've ever actually heard anyone say that, but I guess I have now. So
I'm gonna snap my fingers and cast prestidigitation to light it.
Lights, giving you kind of a bigger view of what's going on. To the left, you
more
can see
nutcrackers?
kind of dipping into the boxes, but forward, you just see this large, what looks like block of bread.
Goobert?
Oh. Maybe that's Goobert? It's a block of bread?
Hello, Goobert? Is that you? Where is this at? It's straight ahead of us?
straight ahead of you.
Yeah, I don't
And-
see it yet.
The only instructions about Goobert were just to leave him alone, right?
Yep, to leave him alone.
All right.
I'm
Well,
just gonna
it's not
slowly walk
attacking
forward
us.
then, yeah.
Yeah, it's not attacking us. So I just want to look at it a little bit
I
closer.
still don't see this loaf.
Well, let me show you the loaf. Give me a second. Happy to show you the loaf. There's the
See
loaf.
any- oh,
Show you a
hey,
loaf of
yeah,
these
okay.
nuts.
That doesn't look like a Goobert to me.
So with
It
a
might be a
horrible
Goobert.
cackle, a spirit-drenched abomination glides towards you, slowly starting to sleek your way. A massive loaf of fruitcake with a toothy maw and tentacle-like tongue slides towards you on a jellied slick of sugary slime, mumbling, "Goo, goo."
All right. Well, this is
The
probably
dark candied
Goobert.
cherries seem to serve as eyes that bear down on you. The smell is almost overwhelming, like a distillery smashed into a sugar mill. And for all of our fun friends back home, let's show you what this looks like.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we just leave it alone, right? Just go back down the other way.
If it doesn't attack us, yeah. Well, I think we need to go around it, don't we?
Well,
I mean, there's probably a passage the other direction. Yeah, he might be friendly.
That does look like a menacing loaf of.
That's not how that should
fruit,
work.
cake.
fruitcake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would also like to point out that I'm wearing an enormous suit of armor, but I'm not much of a warrior myself.
That's not how that should look. Give me a second. Let me show you the truth of the whole thing. There we go. That's a better look for that.
Hey,
Gotta fix
yeah,
that
that's a
problem.
big
Oh.
one. Yeah.
There we go.
Big loaf.
As its mouth opens wide, the tongue drips out, and it slowly starts to seep towards you.
Does it look like it wants to eat us?
I don't know how one would ascertain that. I guess I could do like an insight.
A 13?
Sure, do an insight.
Man,
The old man will take a 13.
Don't
I
make
almost
me-
kind of want to roll this at disadvantage because it's a sentient loaf of fruitcake, and I'm not sure how those would act.
Roll
But
at
I also
disadvantage.
got a 13. So,
You're unsure. The thing starts to slide closer.
We could go the other way or maybe jump some
isn't-
of the boxes.
Isn't like right over here blocked off? Or can we walk?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
No, it's
Okay.
it's more boxes.
So we kind of like have to go through.
or we could just back up and see if we can go around the other direction. I mean, we can crawl on top of these boxes.
What are you guys doing? It's slowly starting. All you're hearing is, "Go."
Well, I currently have
Ooh.
a gnome in my way, so
And
waiting to
it's-
see what he
Um,
does.
and it's
yeah.
gonna step
Here,
forward.
I'm gonna step
Again.
back. I'm gonna step back, and I'm gonna create a bonfire on. Let me show you exactly where I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it right there and put that on fire and wait for the goo suppression system.
Wait, did you set Goobert on fire?
The boxes next to Goobert, like kind of behind him.
Why would you just set it on fire?
The goo suppression system. He's saying goo. He wants some goo.
Or his name is Goobert. What if he's like a Pokemon?
Just let the loaf have his goo.
Pika-pee.
Okay, so as it slides through, you start to smell cake,
Toast.
toast.
So you attacked him.
No.
James just said he smelled toast.
Yeah, you smell toast as it slides through this. Yeah. So let me see here. Let's see if this thing can.
I've decided to stand my ground. Hello, Goobert.
12. So
That
roll your
does
damage.
not make it.
Damn it,
No.
Eric.
That's a 1. It's just a toasted corner, that's all.
But why would you just attack it?
I was trying to set the boxes on fire.
And then I also need to roll a few. 6. Additional 5 points of damage. As you can now see, you can smell the burning of the fruitcake, and the maw opens up, and kind of deep within it, you can start to see the flame starting to kind of coral inside of it as this thing opens, the tongue whips out, and it's going to try to pull and bite you.
Okay.
Nicholas.
It's not
All right,
Goober.
well,
It is.
It has attacked me. Well, you attacked it first.
It's not Goober.
It might be Goober. We won't know because you've attacked it.
All right.
It probably wasn't Goober, but it might be Goober. Uh-oh. James, I'm immune to criticals.
Oh, that's right. You are. Thank goodness, too, because this would have hurt.
Oh no.
Beautiful
Yikes.
armor.
So as you watch as this thing bites down on Nicholas, for some reason, it can't sink its teeth fully into its body. But he is still going to take a
That's still going to be a hit. It's a
14.
good bit of damage.
Oof.
And also 5 points of fire damage.
Ouch.
As you can see that as it bites down, you start to smell the burning of within it. All right, and we're gonna roll initiative.
Well, at least I got some damage on it beforehand, I guess. It was only one, but...
All right.
Hey!
Wah, wah, wah.
Look at that!
Rolled a 0.
Hey. Doesn't work like that.
The old man's on top of his game.
Yeah.
Oh, I do need you though to roll me a Constitution saving throw,
Okay.
Nicholas.
Oh, no.
Oh.
DC 12.
$22.
Yeah, when it bites into you, you start to kind of feel that weird, like lightheaded feeling of being drunk,
Oh.
but it quickly shakes off.
Oh, shit. This thing's full of alcohol.
Oh no.
Go, Bart! Go, no!
Gilbert,
All
sit.
right. That puts us at Blatson first.
All right. I am going
That
to
laugh, man.
drop concentration on my bonfire. And I am going to snap my fingers, and a small water bucket will appear above the boxes that are on fire, and dump some magical water to put it out.
Okay.
Is the fruitcake still smoldering?
I will say because you're doing that, I will say no.
Okay, that's fine. That's going to be my turn.
You now can see the water kind of soak into the fruitcake, and it kind of bulks up a little bit, and then just takes a big breath, and then just spews, and you see this liquid kind of mixture of yellowish
Peed everywhere.
liquid just kind of all go across the bottom
He drunk.
and just sponged
I
itself.
don't want the goo suppression system to cover him in goo. That won't be good for me.
Okay.
He inked himself.
Inked himself, that's right. He inked.
All right. My turn, right?
Yep, it
Mhm.
is.
I am just going to touch my chest and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Boop. There we go. Cast spell.
Not
8
bad.
damage. It's actually the worst it could be.
8 healing?
Is it though?
It is. That was minimum healing.
Yeah, you got a 2 on his actual heal.
I mean, the way that I'm looking at it, I see you rolled a 2 and not a 1.
Oh, did I? I thought I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 2.
All right.
Right, the rum has all soaked up into the fruitcake. That's why the rum is always gone. All right. That puts us at Twinkle. who now you smell this absorbent amount of rum kind of catches your nose as Nicholas kind of lets out a small yelp as this fruitcake bites down on him.
No, it sounds more like this.
Exactly, just like that.
I still feel so like weary of attacking because what if it is Goobert?
It's too late now. It's already we've already attacked it.
Okay. I don't know.
It's not Goobert.
It might be Goobert.
It's definitely not Goobert.
Eric eliminated the chance that we could deal with maybe it's not Goobert
Oh no.
by setting it on fire.
Okay. Do you allow that players can move through each other's spaces as long as they don't
Yes.
stop
Alphinius
it?
said
I am
it's
also
Goobert.
considered a small as far as teammates.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Then I will squeeze through here
Okay.
and make it up to maybe Goobert.
Goobert
And,
question mark.
sorry, Goobert. I feel really bad about this, but I'm him with my face because he just bit my friend.
Yeah, just cut a loaf off of him.
Yeah,
a
just a
slice off
little.
the loaf.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
show him we mean business. Why didn't it click? There it goes. Or not instead.
Yeah. No. That's
No!
not good.
8
Uh,
does not hit, no.
No. I'll try just like a frustrated low kick
Okay.
for my bonus action.
Just kick a hole in the loaf.
Yeah.
That hits.
Ooh, yeah. Nice.
Kick the hole in the loaf.
That'll be 7 damage.
Fruitcakes are pretty sticky though, huh?
They
Don't-
are.
Bite my friends, you rum-soaked miscreant!
Yeah, so as you kick into it, you
Drunken
feel like
asshole.
the sponge just squish into it.
Oh,
I need you to roll me a. Actually, no, we're good. Nope, not yet. All right, that puts us at the loaf,
Henri Goubert.
The loaf.
the fearsome fruitcake,
He's French. He's Henri Goubert.
Henri Goubert. So he's going to first kind of like rear up and just collapse onto Twinkle.
Oh, Alphinius is confirmed, not Goubert.
Yeah,
Operation
it's not
Screwed Fruitcake is a go. Repeat, is a go.
Whoa!
Who's he attacking?
That's 20. That is actually the monk this time. It was the monk.
Oh,
this could be bad.
Yeah. So it's gonna be so that is 19 points.
no, 19.
Oh no, okay.
As this thing literally just falls down on you and you go inside of it. I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh jeez.
That's not good.
You're not high enough level monk to have that pure mind and body, are you? Where you're like immune to poison?
Nope, not yet.
Ah. Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So
no,
as
am I
soon
drunk?
as you go inside, you take in this deep breath and are filled with rum. So you are poisoned.
Oh no, I'm
You're like
drunk.
filled with rum, like drowning in rum now. She's got pneumonia
Kind of like
from the
drowning
rum.
in yeah, she's drowning in rum at the moment.
There.
It should be easy to fight from inside of it, to be fair.
Yeah. And then the other one's gonna turn. Then its maw is gonna open up, and its tongue is gonna lash out at you and do a vicious bite.
Oh, this is
Nicholas.
gonna be good. I got this.
And
That
that's-
won't do it.
all right. Blatson.
Yep. Am I still able to see Twinkle at all?
Kind of. You can see like parts of her feet.
Perfect. I am going to focus on those feet and cast Enlarge.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh no, he's Ant-Man Thanos budding.
So Twinkle is going to grow a size.
Okay. See how this is gonna work. I think it's gonna be funny, but let me.
You know, like Ant-Man when he goes up Thanos' butt and then
Break the
unshrinks.
cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens is from inside you see as she enlarges, she's now got this hula hoop like loaf of bread around her waist as this thing's dangling like a belt around her, or better, I guess it would be more of like a wheel, like a tire wheel. And the maw is kind of sticking out the side of it, just licking at and trying to bite at Nicholas.
And
Hey.
And as she bursts
me,
out,
Big
you can see
Twinkle.
all of her hair is just drenched, and her eyes are glazed over. And even when she talks, she's like slurring her words.
she has
You
advantage
guys.
on strength checks and saving throws, and an extra D4 damage on her weapon attacks.
Okay.
Why'd
He's
you guys
dealt with
get
now.
so small?
Okay, Nicholas.
Somebody hold her hair back in case she vomits.
Oh god.
I mean, is it still attackable?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just on her.
I have
That's
like
so
a pull raft around my waist.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah.
Well, I hate to tell you guys, but
mule.
I don't have a weapon at the moment. So I'm just going to cast Shillelagh as my turn.
Okay.
Oh.
I just have a wooden sword.
Yeah, he literally walks around with a wooden like toy
Yeah, this-
sword.
Nothing special about it until I cast Shillelagh on it.
Twinkle, you can see around you is this massive fruitcake. You're kind of stumbling back and forth, trying to keep your balance, but you're welcome to try to swing at your own waist to.
Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll.
I don't even know how to process this information.
Keep in mind, you're also drunk.
Yeah.
I'm like, would I swing a mace at myself? Well, I'm drunk, so
yeah, great idea.
probably would do that.
Okay. Roll me a attack action at disadvantage, please.
Okay. This is ridiculous. It didn't let me pick disadvantage.
If worse comes worse, you can just attack.
When you
again.
click attack, it'll say
Mhm.
advantage,
Oh, okay.
normal, or disadvantage.
Yep, there it is.
Oh,
7.
That's not good.
Yeah, I know. You watch as she swings wide.
things wide of her own waist.
Wait,
At her own waist.
wait a minute. Wait right there and try to punch it.
Just rip it in half,
She's
Twinkle.
seeing the-
Rip it in half.
She's seeing like
Really?
dual of them too, so she can't tell which one's her waist and which one's the other ones. She's seeing
Oh my
triple
God.
right now.
Perfect. I'm gonna try to punch this pool float.
What is-
Drunkenly.
I'm waiting
is
for her to
this
just punch herself in
outfit?
the, I'm waiting for her to just punch herself in the stomach.
Stoned
I
like
know.
most Coloradans. Potted like a
Well.
potato.
Well,
So apparently
Yeah.
went from being drunk to stoned. This is a
Yeah, no, definitely
the
drunk.
marijuana fruitcake.
The marijuana fruitcake.
I have a question.
Sure.
I was gonna expend a key point to take patient defense, but how do I dodge it if it's literally around me?
Well, just think of it like if there was a snake around your waist. What would you be doing to dodge? You'd be like, oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's still feasible then?
Yeah, that's still feasible. I'll still let
Okay.
you do it.
Okay.
Oh god.
Oh wait, no, I can't because I punched off my bonus action. Never mind,
Yes.
I'm drunk.
Exactly. Never
She's
mind.
drunk
I
on
don't remember to
cheese.
do this. All right. This one's going to bite at Nicholas again,
Yeah.
since he can't really do anything else and he can only see.
I guess I
you.
could just step backwards. Oh, thank God I'm immune to
Three
criticals.
20s in a row, guys. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Oh my gosh.
It's
All right.
10 points of piercing damage.
You got it.
Oh my gosh.
As the side of this the fruitcake that's holding on to her is just leaning downward with its maw and just bites down.
No good.
And
This-
then it's
This is
going
my
to.
favorite.
I would say it would do its slam attack, but I don't see how.
Would
It's
it
kind of
slam?
locked in place.
It's trying to get Twinkle to
Listen,
drop
Wiggling
it.
back and forth.
These
trying to-
hips don't lie.
Yeah,
It's
it's trying
not
to get
going
Twinkle-
anywhere.
Twinkle to drop it low is what it's trying
Yeah,
to do.
yeah.
And I
It
refuse.
starts playing apple bottom jeans. Just do it. Come on, Twinkle. It's just like in fruitcakes or drop it low, Twinkle.
Drop it low, Twinkle. Drop it low. All right, Blatson, you're up.
Alrighty, while it's kind of sitting still, I'm gonna blast a firebolt at it.
And also your friend. Your rum-soaked item that you're going to set on fire while it's wrapped around your head.
Oh
Well, it wouldn't
no.
necessarily ignite it.
That's not how alcohol works.
There's difference in magical fire and a bonfire, you know?
Oh, sure.
Firebolt doesn't ignite anything. Bonfire will ignite things, though.
Yeah, Firebolt says a flammable object hit by the spell ignites.
Oh, yeah.
If it isn't being
No.
worn, or carried,
Well, there you go,
sadly,
it's
this
being
thing is
worn.
being worn.
It's
It
technically
is
being
being
worn and carried.
Yeah, perfectly fine. This is great, guys.
This is my favorite thing ever.
Are the alcohol
21, yeah,
vapors
it
being
hits.
worn and
Yep.
carried?
That'll definitely hit.
It'll definitely hit.
That's gonna be 4 fire.
All right,
damage.
so I need roll me 2 more d6, please.
Ooh, 2 more d6. I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's extra fire damage because it's made of alcohol.
All
That's
right.
9
That's
fire
another
damage.
9 damage to it. Okay. Yeah, immediately you start smelling burning, cooked, baked.
Twinkle kick. Oh.
And then 1 second.
Just trying to make toast with a torch,
And
you know?
Twinkle take 4 points of fire damage
No.
as the rum is heating up inside of it and it's starting to burn your body. That's
That knocks me
around.
unconscious.
Oh no! She's dropping it low.
I am indeed dropping it low. I just imagine Trinkle's like got this thing on her waist and she's like, "You can do it. Got this thing like hot in here."
yeah. So she starts to teeter back and forth, and she starts to feel the heat in her stomach, and you watch as Twinkle just kind of forward,
Good.
and the fruitcake just kind of slides off of her.
We have to turn her on her mastiff side before she chokes her own vomit.
I think enlarge still stays active as long as I'm concentrating, right?
Yeah, I
Long
would
as
think
you're
so.
concentrating.
Perfect.
Just making sure.
Does she
All
collapse
right.
one of the pillars of the Tower of Goo and bring it all down on top of our heads?
No, but you do see her just fall into a bunch of boxes, and they just kind of collapse down.
Oops.
All right.
Suboptimal. All right, so that's my turn now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I have a weapon, so I'm going to again make a feint attack at this
Loaf.
loaf, and I'm actually going to use that as a distraction to expend the superiority die to allow my friend Blatson an attack.
Okay. Yeah, I can't really do anything crazy. So, not using fire this time. I'm gonna use chill touch. So I'm gonna
Okay.
shoot out another skeletal hand. I don't think that hits a 13.
Nope.
No.
That's all I got.
All right.
Hand doesn't seem to reach purchase of anything.
So
All right.
Calm
Twinkle,
down,
roll me
guys.
Your...
hang on. It's still
Yep.
I still have a bonus action.
Oh,
and a
that's
move.
true. You still have a bonus action.
So relax, guys. I'm gonna climb on top of Twinkle with my movement and start fishing around in her bag for a good berry.
Well,
I ate
she
him.
a potion.
Oh, she does
So-
have a potion.
So you,
Yeah.
as you start to fish around her bag, you
Mhm.
do feel a potion.
I can't give it to her because I don't have an action.
You don't have an action, right?
But I
But
am
you're,
like
you're now
looking
standing
around.
on top of
But could
the
you
drunk.
free action
Giant
drop
Twinkle.
it in her mouth?
No,
glass and all.
With
Just she
glass and
chokes
all.
to death on it.
all right. Twinkle, roll me your first death save.
I do have the periaptive wound closure, so I stabilize at the start of my turn.
Ah, there you go.
It's pretty good.
So I'm still unconscious because I got too drunk too fast, but I'm stable.
But immediately as you collapse, you kind of just stop. All right.
Everything's
Snores loudly.
This is going
Yep.
swimmingly.
Starts snoring. The fruitcake is going to slide. Actually, it's going to move. You're going to see this thing kind of go from a normal slide to like a charge at Blatson.
Is it still a
Ooh,
donut?
no.
Well, it's kind of like, because it's soft and spongy, it kind of goes around her, and then as it comes out, it's kind of
Ew.
and
I
goes
like
back
that
to normal.
noise that you've chosen to use.
That's what happens, man. It's very gooey.
I don't want her to get
And,
slurped.
It did. It slurped. And it's going to try to bite at Blatson.
Come on, no whammies, no whammies.
Oh no!
Jeez. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no.
definitely gonna
No.
hit.
That's definitely a whammy. That is not what I wanted. Leave that alone.
Yeah, I was about to say, holy shit, this thing's doing D20 damage.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
6
I'll
points,
take that.
and on top of that, though, because it is currently cooking, an additional 1 point of fire.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. It does take 2 points. Oh, 1 second. It takes 6 points.
He takes damage.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
cooking.
He's still on fire. Nice.
Blatson,
Who
it's
would've
your
thunk?
turn.
Oh God. What does an old man do?
You have a giant piece of fruitcake coming at you with
Yeah,
the size
I'm
of
Slap him
truck.
with my stick. Cause I have nothing else.
so that'll work.
Sometimes. it
Don't you
do
have
be like
expeditious
that.
retreat?
Am I flanking? Would you say?
Yes, with the unconscious person. Yes, no,
Well, with
About,
me.
Him, yeah.
no, because he's not actually.
Oh, I'm not actually
engaging.
threatening it. Yeah.
He's not threatening. He's
Just checking.
working
19 hit?
on. A 19 does hit.
Okay. Then I would like to smack this guy for 4 damage.
All right.
Oh, it's a -1. That's
It
so
is.
upsetting.
Poor old man.
Mine would be a -1 if I didn't have
As he
shillelagh.
just smacks into it, it kind of bounces off the sponge, and the thing turns immediately and like opens its mouth angrily.
Oh no.
Its tongue just kind of flips out.
All right.
All right. I also need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Me?
Oh no, drunk
Yes.
wizard.
Oh boy, I think I can do a little bit of that.
What do you do with a drunken wizard? What do you do with a drunken wizard? What do you do with a drunken wizard?
Leave him in the
14.
basement.
Way hey and up she rises. Way
Is that-
hey.
is that
14
fair?
does make it.
Okay, cool. Everything's
You're
fine.
good.
Drunk old man.
Whew.
Not drunk old man.
I
You
can
drank
handle my liquor.
many drinks before, and this is
Yeah.
not.
I went through college a couple times.
A couple times.
All right, and that puts us at Nicholas.
I would like to stab it in the heel.
Okay,
Go for it.
in the heel.
Yeah. You get it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, here we go.
Stab it in the behind.
Yeah.
Cheeks hurt from laughing.
16, and
that
I'm going
will-
to expend a superiority die.
Okay,
My last one to do a maneuvering strike.
okay.
So
And
it
what does that
takes-
do for our audience?
I
Since
will
you're playing a
explain
weird character?
momentarily. Give me 1 second to do all my damages first. So he's going to take 17 damage.
So how do you want to kill the fruitcake?
Oh!
Yes.
I was going to say, as I cut it, I like scream, "Run, wizard! He can't attack you!" And he can make a free movement with no attacks of opportunity.
Okay.
But instead, once again, as I go to slice in, like this spirit energy just surrounds it. But this time it's fiery when it goes into slice this time, and I just slice, and it turns around to like engage me, and I slice its face off like a piece of toast.
Okay.
And then the face of it, just the front piece, just
Yeah. So
It's amazing.
as you you were swinging at the heel, so it's actually the back piece of it, but
that's why I said it spun around.
so it spins around, it curls, and
Yeah.
then the face looks at you, and as you do, you bring your blade down, much like slicing with butter, just straight through, and the face kind of folds over. It's a nice slice of fruitcake.
Yeah, nice and toasty.
Nice and toasty. You
Then
can just smell the rum lingering in the air.
oh god, Alphinius says it's whimpering. Does that imply it's still alive?
No.
I assumed cutting its face off would kill
You
it.
just cut its face off. It's not coming back.
Oh no.
So yeah, seeing that there's no immediate danger, I'm going to rummage through her bag and put a good berry in her mouth.
Okay.
So you heal for 4, so you're up,
Okay.
and then you can choose whether to drink your potion or not.
How many good berries did we get?
3 each. Oh, did you eat all 3 of yours?
Yes.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna make 10 more good
I
berries.
still have.
Now that we're out of combat, and pop one in her mouth.
Perfect.
So as you slice through it, it kind of starts to shrink to a normal sized fruitcake, only a bit larger, not this massive fruitcake that you have. And between the heat, or between the fire that's been baking it and the rum, it smells amazing.
Well
Almost
done.
as if it could be eaten.
Should we eat it, or isn't this Mr. Goose? Dr. Goo, Professor, I don't know the proper honorific. Should we eat it or should we not eat it?
Question: am I still drunk?
Yes.
I'm gonna take a bite of the fruitcake.
You know, Alphinius says to eat it. I guess that comes over the PA. So I will take a bite of
Just
the
eat
face.
the darn fruitcake.
Yeah, I'll take a bite of the face.
Yep, I am also getting a piece of this fruitcake.
All
I
right.
will as well, because I
Are
don't
there,
think.
are there
And
any
I
Twinkles
almost
or
took lesser
anything
restoration.
after killing this fruitcake?
Okay, so after you take a bite of the fruitcake, I need you all to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
More drunk.
Oh no!
That's what I'm talking about.
Is
Ooh,
mine
that's a
normal or
Yours is a disadvantage, of course.
okay?
You said
But you're
saving
already
throw,
drunk,
right?
So it's okay. Blatson, you're drunk.
15.
And Nicholas, you seem to succeed. As the two of them start to slur their words as they're biting into the fruitcake, all 3 of you can take, let's see here. You all each get 7 points of healing back, though, or of health back.
Hey, I got it all back.
So,
Was that from eating?
but yeah,
fruitcake?
after munching through and devouring this just very scrumptious fruitcake, you start to feel a little better, but drunk.
Toys laid around here for
Well,
decoration.
I hate to do this, but I'll go up and grab Twinkle by the shoulders. Twinkle, focus! I need you to think about a box of dead kittens
Oh, I'm
Oh
definitely dropping it
wow! You
large.
say that?
and an orphanage on fire.
Well, it's just awful.
This is
Snap out of it.
What is it? What? I'm fine. I'm fine. I promise. I'm fine. I've been worse. It's okay.
Listen, if we don't get everything done well, they're gonna get rid of all the candy in the world.
I'm just gonna start walking.
No.
So you've got to get yourself together and do it well.
As you start to shake her,
Okay.
you all feel this immense amount of cold, like a giant wind just brushes past you.
It's not good.
Hello, Goober? Goobert? Why did you move forward, drunken wizard?
You've got to herd drunk cats now.
Drunk wizard, come back.
You,
Mr.
We gotta keep
Blatson.
moving. We gotta keep moving forward.
Am I small again?
Yes.
Yes,
How long
okay,
does that
let me-
last?
Oh, and I dropped it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh no! So that was coming from the from within the other area when you felt
The
that
middle area.
cold. Yeah,
Oh,
coming from
okay.
this side
I'm
over
good, yeah.
here.
This sconce over here, is it lit?
No, it's not.
I'm gonna press digitation and light it up.
Light him up.
And then I'm gonna keep
I'm a
walking.
fire.
I'm just keep hommeling my old man self.
Okay.
There seems to be
Twinkle,
something chilly.
I
coming
need you
from
to
the middle.
give me a. I need you to give me a perception check.
At disadvantage because drunk still.
Yep. At
Okay.
disadvantage because of drunk stuff.
Hey, that's
10.
not bad though.
10.
I would also like to make a perception check, but also take disadvantage because I'm trying to also keep an eye on
Sure.
Mr. Blatson.
What do you guys got?
No, let me take your.
17.
Okay, so you see coming up behind her, just scooting along. We'll have you stop right there. Just
Oh,
quit moving.
sorry.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
Let's show our friendly
I
friendly
don't think we
snowman.
want to do that.
Goobert?
Go, my God.
Holy shit, that's not Goober.
As you
We
feel
ain't got the Gooey
coming
yet.
down onto your shoulder, this feels like wood just clinches the side of your shoulder, Twinkle.
Yeah.
I'm a twinkle.
Hey, you
Go get-
guys.
You gonna get wrecked.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Hey.
And as it does,
pretty
its
good.
brittle fingers just kind of and just fold down. But now you're seeing this thing standing behind you.
It remembered a move it learned at Sad Boy Assassin University.
Ah.
It's do. And it's just kind of scooting. And you can see the snow trail just behind it like a slug.
So was it intentionally attacking her, or was it just like trying to touch her?
Roll me an insight check.
$13.
Not bad. I'll see in it. I'm
It doesn't.
definitely-
So it's crooked smile, it's focused eyes, the beady red. It's very menacing looking hands. It looks pretty dangerous.
Okay. It looked like it was attacking.
definitely not good.
You would assume that if something would attack, it would look like that.
Okay. All right.
I would like to firebolt it if possible.
Okay. I did my thing, so I would say it's probably
Yeah.
your turn.
So you
to
can
do the
see
thing.
it's got wickedly clawed branched arms, a cruel fanged maw, and a malice-filled coal eyes, menaced looking down at you. You kind of, the hair on the back of your neck just stands up immediately, just seeing this thing.
Try not to judge a book by its cover.
Am I rolling normal or?
And it also wears a very ostentatious hat on top of its head.
Oh, it's Dr. Professor Mr. Goose hat.
Do I roll straight or disadvantage?
You are so for our drunk people, you're both rolling in a disadvantage on your initiative.
Oh, we're in initiative. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to advance on it, otherwise.
Oh, I was definitely gonna throw firebolt
Okay.
if it was possible.
Is this another combat?
It is.
Okay. So I need to re-roll initiative.
Yes. Let me just pop you guys. Fix that. There we go. So yeah, so our
Oh, I gotta roll with disadvantage.
yeah, so just tell me what your guys
was not disadvantage. Let
are
me
disadvantaged people. If you can tell me.
Winkle, was
what
that your
score it
was that your initiative with disadvantage?
No, it didn't let me pick.
No,
Oh.
they don't let you pick on that.
So just roll another d20 and add
Yeah.
3.
Yep, and just let me know which one you guys had. What's your lowest?
9.
Lower. 9. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yours would be 10. Oh no, she didn't roll yet. Oh, so 21.
So 21.
Still.
Nice.
All right, there you go. So drunk but frightened a bit. You
Scared.
It's almost as if your natural like muscle reaction kicks in. So you can go first as this thing clamped down on your shoulder.
Gonna like spin around and like swing the mace as I do and be like, I didn't say you could touch me.
This snowman's gonna get canceled. That's problematic. Seriously, Alvinus, you need to clean out your basement more often, dude. This is a real problem.
True.
Does
That was a
18?
disadvantage.
Yes.
Holy crap. Go for it. Yeah. that hit.
Yay! For 5 points of damage.
All right.
And then just for, extra just emphasis on the point, a little slap.
You slap it.
Yeah. Maybe. Disadvantage. Oh!
Pretty good.
Yeah, we took the job, and I
What
would
is
say that this
going
job
on?
description
This
was
drunken master over
unfair.
here.
Oh my God!
man.
I chose the wrong monk class, apparently.
You did. Sitting over here beating things up as a drunk. Great.
I'm
All
struggling,
right.
man.
Yeah, so you can see her flailing her mace, and as she does, she just connects and bashes the snow as it dents inward, and then she punches it, and another dent comes into it. It's snowball. It's like taking a punching bag that automatically forms every time it's hit at one dent and with 2 dents. All right, that puts us at Nicholas.
Yeah, I'll cast Shillelagh, and then I can move through my allies, right?
Yes, especially these two. They're both short.
I'll stand there, and
Okay.
that's all I can do.
Okay, Blatson.
I'm gonna do the normal thing and using my fancy new casting stick. I'm gonna throw a firebolt at him.
On the
Oh.
gun?
Yep.
Oh,
Does a 14
13,
hit?
13 still hits.
It didn't add the +1,
Okay, 14 still hits.
but yeah.
Yay!
Damage.
oh, it was so close to landing on 7.
It was.
What was that?
3 damage.
And that weapon doesn't give you anything additional?
No, it's just +1 to hit.
Okay, cool.
Is it a-
Yeah, no, you see that as the fire hits it, more seems to melt than normal, and this thing gets angry as it lets out this high-pitched screech that's almost to the point where you're holding your ears. It's so loud. But it is going to return the favor and do a vile claw at both you and Nicholas. Actually, no. It's going to do a vile claw at Nicholas, and it's going to then open its mouth, and like a cannon, a snowball is going to fire off at Blatson.
Oh, dude, it's vomiting on you.
Oh no!
It spit a hairball up on you.
It is also drunk.
So 14 for you, Nicholas, so that doesn't hit. Then we're going to throw a snowball. 12?
I am going to cast shield.
Yay!
So
He watches the snowball like this mystical looking aura appears in front of him, and the snowball falls to the ground.
Just a big Bacardi emblem. Just the rum protects me.
All right, Twinkle.
Oh god.
Is taking a potion an action or bonus action?
For you, if you're drinking it yourself, it's a bonus action.
Okay. Should I do that at the end of my turn then?
You don't have. I mean, you can.
It
you
doesn't
don't
matter.
have to.
I'll attack first and then bonus action.
Okay.
Potion.
What kind of damage do the good berries do?
Kind of damage?
Yeah, because I have 2 expired good berries in my pocket.
Oh, they don't do anything. They're just. I think they're just like nasty
I thought
berries
they-
now.
I thought they did a 1 damage. Of
Oh, I don't
some
know. Let me
no,
see.
they heal you for 1.
I know,
No, but
but
he's
they've
talking about
gone
if they're
bad.
expired.
Because he recasted it, so the 2 that he gave
Mm-hmm.
me earlier are now bad.
Oh.
Let me see.
They would just
Uh,
vanish, or they would just wilt.
There may be something special. Let me check.
I'm pretty sure there is. I remember
Wow,
because
yeah,
you can
no,
use them as
8.
weapons.
Just says they lose their potency if not consumed within
And then,
24 hours of their.
What kind
You
of
have casting a
potion
spell.
was it?
Oh, okay. I thought they did like 1 damage of some kind.
Mm-mm.
No, they're just berries now.
That's fine. I'll fling them at him. Don't worry.
That's the rocks, dude.
Are you out of spells now?
No, I
Oh,
still
okay.
have plenty of spell slots, but I have catapult.
Oh yeah. Catapult's a
Have
fun
catapult.
spell.
All right. Yeah, the mace hits with ease.
Yeah.
This thing bashes into it. And then you said you're going to drink a potion.
Yes. There isn't one like actually in my inventory, so I don't know what I need to roll.
Yeah, so 2d4 plus 2.
Come on. So 7.
Not bad.
Not bad at
Not
all.
bad. Not bad. Okay, that's me.
So as you taste this, it has kind of this very pepperminty taste to it.
Very nice.
You drink it.
Refreshing.
Yep. All right. That puts us at Nicholas.
See, James, this is where I struggle because the Dell part of my brain really wants to pee on the snowman to see what would happen. Like that's Dell and Matt's instant thought is, man, yellow snowmen don't like that. But that's not what Nicholas would do.
Then
So-
what would Nicholas do?
Nicholas would probably just attack it.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
More like peppermint schnapps, Aiden. That's kind of what we're thinking there.
15.
All right, 15 does hit.
8 points of damage.
Nice.
Again, magical if that matters.
Good. Blatson.
Alrighty. I'm going to take a wilted goodberry out of my pocket. I'm going to toss it up in the air, and I'm going to cast catapult and fling it at this snowman.
Okay.
I'll teach you to throw something at me.
Return fire.
I was waiting for him to pick up the snowball.
And I need him to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
Surely a living snowman isn't very dexterous.
No, not very dexterous at all.
Whoa!
Gonna be
That's a lot of dice.
bludgeoning damage.
Yes.
Yeah. So you watch as this thing, you see the goo, like the very hardened berry, or smack it, and the nose just goes floom, across the room. And where the nose was now sticks the good berry right in the middle of its forehead.
Oh, now he has a button nose.
And that's all I
Right.
got.
All right. Snowman angered is going to just claw everything around him. So he's going to do one claw at Nicholas.
Beats his beats.
Oh, not
There
good.
we go. Normally, I don't get excited when I hit people, but when they've got an 18 AC, it's exciting.
Said you mean when you hit me, you get excited.
I do. When I hit you, I get excited. Yeah.
I'm the
Scrapes
only
down.
one you can hit though. Normally in our affordables
That's
game.
true.
It is the other way around for me in our other campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And the next one's gonna go
I am
to
excited to be hit.
Twinkle. 16, Twinkle.
Oh, yep.
Oh,
Ah,
Jeez.
yeah, this thing is pissed.
It's really mad.
It's
and I
bad.
really want to
11.
pee on it now.
Yeah. So 11 points
Oh man.
You can pee on him after he's dead.
as this thing
Nah, Nicholas wouldn't do that.
swings with one arm and then with the other and scrapes deep into both of your bodies. All right.
I like how you said
Twinkle, you are up. You didn't like how I said that?
Both of your bodies.
Okay. I
Oh,
would
boy.
like to
Bodies.
swing the maze first. See if anything sticks.
Jesus, those dice.
Ooh.
11.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Swings wide, almost to the point where Nicholas is ducking because she.
Oops. Well, she's still drunk, so
Yep. Trying to go. She was trying to go for the haymaker to the forehead, and instead just kind of does the little spin instead.
Can I use my bonus action to spend a key point to the patient defense?
All right. So you're defensed. So you take your defensive action or your defensive motion, and Nicholas, you're up.
Yep. All I can do is swing at it.
Right.
That'll hit.
That's gonna hit.
7 points of damage.
Yeah. You watch as you carve inward and you take this giant chunk out of the side of the snow and it falls to the ground and just immediately melts.
See, like running through my head, all kind of Dell ideas, like try to eat it, try to lead it back to the rum from the fruitcake and turn it into a giant snow cone.
Okay, Blatson.
Alrighty, I am going to smack my good old candy cane stick down on the ground and create bonfire underneath this
Of course.
cold presence.
Okay.
Who let
Really
the
isn't.
cold in? And he needs to make a DC 14 deck save.
It does not.
Perfect. That's gonna be 3 fire damage.
At its
So
core.
as you place the bonfire underneath it, you watch as it starts to just melt from the bottom up until it's nothing more than a puddle and a hat sitting on top of the puddle.
Oh shit! I really want to put that hat on my head.
Amazing.
Is the snowman dead?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the bonfire then.
Nice.
Did the hat
Lay
burn?
there. No,
Did the
that does
snowman
not burn.
put out the fire? Hat doesn't burn.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a fancy.
Do you want the hat, Twinkle?
Wow. What?
You want this
Real
top
nice.
hat, Twinkle?
I think it'll look better on you. Hmm.
All right. Put the hat on.
All right. So you place the hat on, and immediately you feel warm, comfy, cozy. Like somebody wrapped you around with a giant blanket and you're sitting next to a fire.
Doesn't do anything.
does.
That's a Dell answer. Just lie to everyone.
Oh,
It does look like a hat with
Oh,
some.
look at all
magic
those-
in it.
Look at all those pretty runes inscribed inside of it.
Yeah.
so nice.
Maybe those runes had something to do with how it stayed alive.
And maybe. Do I turn into Jack Frost now?
No. But I did give you your item.
Yeah, I'm
So
checking.
for
it out.
anybody that wants to know, this tattered silk top hat protects the wearer from the effects of elemental cold. The wearer can stand unclothed in the snowstorm and feel no comfort from the cold as long as the hat stays on. You also are granted survival checks against extreme cold. However, it grants no resistance.
Okay.
That's cool.
It's a neat little item, especially if you're like
Yeah.
doing a campaign.
Yeah.
That would be a really cool thing to have around.
Oh
I
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to take like a short rest and maybe?
Yeah, I think I still feel funny.
Yeah.
So
I might.
maybe a little nap.
Let me see. Maybe I have some coffee or something in my knapsack that would.
Ooh, coffee.
Now, I guess just like sit down and do my best to like sober them up a little. I don't know if I have like some coffee or tea in my supplies. I don't know if that's standard adventurer's rations. They have like the powdered coffee.
Instant coffee.
Yeah, or
So
how
as
that
you-
works.
As you sit down and the three of you circle around and you start to rummage through your things, you all hear chains starting to drop, kind of and clang against the ground. 1, 2, 3. It kind of rings throughout the basement.
Like Carol of the Bells?
Kind of.
Like
All right. Well, that sounds like we're not going to get a short rest.
And that, my
Ye-
friends, is where we'll pick up next week.
Hey! Hey! We did it.
we did
We
it.
did things.
You
It's
guys
a
have
fantastic adventure.
continued to travel through the basement of Alphinius Goo's tower, dealt with 3 strange decorations, or food rather, that has been causing havoc to his cause. In the distance, you heard the 3 chains fall to the ground as locks were released, and that is where we will pick up. For all of our
What a
new friends,
fantastic little adventure.
Oh
for
my
all,
gosh.
that
all of
was.
our new and old friends, thank you all for joining us. It has been such a blast. To Twinkle, thank you for coming and hanging out with us.
Yeah. Thanks for
Um,
having me.
And we are planning potentially to continue this adventure on the 26th. However, that is bar to holiday festivities because I don't want to
Yes.
cause anybody stress or problems during the holidays because it's just not worth it because it's the holiday. So from all of us here at the Misfits, have a happy holidays. We will see you guys all next week. Bye.
Bye.